ILLUMINATUS, Part 1. The Eye in the Pyramid. By Robert Shea and Robert Anton Wilson. Performed by Ken Campbell and Chris Fairbank.
Book 1. Verwirrung. The history of the world is the history of the warfare between secret societies. Ishmael Reed, Mumbo Jumbo. The first trip, or Keitha, from Dealey Plaza to Watergate. The purple sage opened his mouth and moved his tongue, and so spake to them, and he said, "The earth quakes, and the heavens rattle. The beasts of nature flock together, and the nations of men flock apart. Volcanoes usher up heat, while elsewhere water becomes ice and melts. And then on other days, it just rains. Indeed, do many things come to pass." Lord Omar Khayyam, Ravenhurst, KSC. The Book of Predications. The honest book of truth. It was the year when they finally immanentized the eschaton. On April the 1st, the world's great powers came closer to nuclear war than ever before. All because of an obscure island named Fernando Po. By the time international affairs returned to their normal Cold War level, some wits were calling it the most tasteless April Fool's joke in history. I happen to know all the details about what happened, but I have no idea how to recount them in a manner that will make sense to most readers. For instance, I'm not even sure who I am, and my embarrassment on that matter makes me wonder if you will believe anything I reveal. Worse yet, I am at the moment very conscious of a squirrel in Central Park, just off 68th Street in New York City, that is leaping from one tree to another. And I think that happens on the night of April the 23rd, or is it the morning of April the 24th? But fitting the squirrel together with Fernando Po is, for the present, beyond my powers. I beg your tolerance. There is nothing I can do to make things any easier for any of us. And you will have to accept being addressed by a disembodied voice, just as I accept the compulsion to speak out, even though I am painfully aware that I am talking to an invisible, perhaps non-existent audience. Wise men have regarded the earth as a tragedy, a farce, even an illusionist's trick. But all, if they are truly wise and not merely intellectual rapists, recognize that it is certainly some kind of stage in which we all play roles, most of us being very poorly coached and totally unrehearsed before the curtain rises. Is it too much if I ask tentatively that we agree to look upon it as a circus? A touring carnival wandering about the sun for a record season of 4 billion years and producing new monsters and miracles, hoaxes and bloody mishaps, wonders and blunders, but never quite entertaining the customers well enough to prevent them from leaving one by one and returning to their homes for a long and bored winter's sleep under the dust. Then say, for a while at least, that I have found an identity as ringmaster. Then that crown sits uneasily on my head, if I have a head. And I must warn you that the truth is small for a universe this size, and many of us have to double or triple our stints. So you can expect me back in many other guises. Indeed, and many things come to pass. For instance, right now, I'm not at all whimsical or humorous. I am angry. I'm in Nairobi, Kenya, and my name is, if you will pardon me, Nkrumah Fuba. My skin is black. Does that disturb you? It doesn't me. And I am, like most of you, midway between tribalism and technology. To be more blunt, as a Kikuyu shaman moderately adjusted to city life, I still believe in witchcraft. I haven't yet the folly to deny the evidence of my own senses. It is April the 3rd, and Fernando Poo has ruined my sleep for several nights running. So I hope you will forgive me when I admit that my business at the moment is far from edifying, and is nothing less than constructing dolls of the rulers